What's up, guys? It's your boy F-Bomb here to talk about the Yamaha R3. And a lot of people do videos, what 10 things I hate about the R3. I'm going to talk to you guys about things that I love about the R3. Now, I'm eventually going to upgrade. Everyone does eventually. Yeah. But this bike taught me so much about the motorcycle world and how to work on it and how to handle a proper motorcycle. I think this bike was an awesome buy. I don't regret getting it one bit. The Yamaha R3, it's not so much power to where you're going to get scared. I mean, you can get up there up to like 117, I think is top speed. Downhill, you can probably get up to 120, 121. But when you get this bike, prepare to get some dirty looks because people are like, how do you need to get a Harley or an R6 or an R1? How do you start on a little 300? You're going to get that a lot. Just be prepared for that. But if you're an entry-level rider and you're just looking to get something to work on and feel comfortable on, the R3 is great. I'm 5'10", and when I sit on the bike, I'm actually bending my knees. So if you're 5'6", 5'7", you'll be able to get your feet down on it. It's not a problem. The parts on this bike are extremely cheap. Not cheap as in it's going to break on you, but financial wise, the parts are very inexpensive to purchase. They have hundreds of different parts on Amazon and eBay. You can get the expensive name brand parts, which really isn't that much of a difference from Amazon or eBay. They all do the same thing. If you're looking to get a bike and you're looking to learn how to ride and learn how to work on a bike, the R3 is perfect for you. If you are used to riding already and you're just looking to get back into it, I would recommend just getting the 600 just because you're eventually going to outgrow it. Might as well do it. But if you're an entry-level rider, get the R3. I don't recommend really getting one off the showroom brand new. I would recommend getting one used, partially used, maybe with 10,000 miles on it, because once you hit 10,000 miles, the bike is just barely broken in. But definitely highly recommend it. So let's talk about mileage, gas mileage. This bike saved me so much money. I had a Honda Civic before I got this bike, and it didn't replace it. I'm just comparing a cage to a motorcycle, but I was spending about $30-40 a week on gas, and I commute quite a ways away. And when I got this bike, I was filling it up. I was expecting 15, 10 bucks maybe, $8 to fill it up. Wow. I was amazed on how much this bike actually saved me money down the line. And speaking of saving money, insurance is extremely cheap on this thing. I pay, I think, $25 for two 300cc bikes, and that's incredible. I have one car for $150 insurance, and I got no complaints in the world. As far as performance-wise, the Yamaha R3 was built right. It was built perfect for the entry-level rider. The parts are not very cheap to touch. Fixing this bike, if it goes down, is not hard at all. Fairings for this bike, I think, go for like $400, and those are like custom, so that's a steal too. This bike goes for about $5 grand. It's a 321cc liquid-cooled engine, 2-cylinder, and I'm not saying you're going to keep up with the R1 or the R6. They're going to smoke you. It's fine. But when you're on the street and you have to get where you're going, this bike is going to take you there. I mean, I'm pretty close to upgrading myself. I don't not recommend getting this bike. This bike was a very good learning experience for me. The design on this bike is beautiful. I love the shape of the fairings, the bike, the chemistry that this bike gives off, just the vibe. People came up to me when I first started modding it, thinking it was an R6. It's got the R6 and R1 flavor. It just doesn't have the power of those bikes, and that's fine. I can smoke most cars on the street and the highway, not a problem. But when you get some guy passing you at 120, 130, you're not going to keep up with him. It's just not going to happen. But when you're on the street, this bike is very intimidating. People get intimidated by this bike still to this day. Not so much the sound of the stock exhaust. The stock exhaust is actually fairly quiet. You can run the bike without the slip-on, and it gives you a little bit more oomph to the bike. But if you're going to get this bike and you want that loud feeling, I do highly recommend getting an exhaust system. It is very beneficial. It goes down. It messes with your fuel gauge or your fuel economy, whatever, a little bit, but not a whole lot to notice. I mean, you're going to fill up maybe half a day more than you would regularly with the stock exhaust. So it's not that big of a deal. You can get an exhaust system on there, and you don't have to worry about getting a power commander or anything like that. So it's not that. That's another thing I love about this bike. I was able to switch out the exhaust without getting a power commander because I didn't really feel that much of a difference. I felt more acceleration, but as far as top end speed, you lose a little bit. I think like 5 or 10 miles an hour, which if you're going over 100 miles an hour, it's good enough, you know. So yeah, that's my opinion on the R3. I've owned this bike for a little over 2 years now. I got the bike 2016. I believe it was April. Yeah, I got the bike in April. It came out in March, so I got the bike fairly new off the lot. I was one of the first people, to get the 2016 Yamaha R3, which I was completely stoked about because not a lot of people had this bike. That's why I felt this bike was more unique because not a whole lot of people own this bike. Now I see R3s all over the place. Entry level riders, even people who have been riding for a while have been getting this bike. I'm eventually going to upgrade. I haven't decided yet. I'm between the R1, R6, or even a Bolt. I've been looking into it, but I do highly recommend sticking with the Yamaha family if you're going to go with the bike. I'm not going to point out bikes that you shouldn't get because that's not really what this video is all about. But I do recommend sticking with the Yamaha family. I mean, it's just an awesome bike to own. Putting it in short words, it's an awesome bike to own. I do recommend getting it. Any questions you guys have about the bike that I did not get to talk about, please comment down below. I'll answer any questions you guys have about the bike. And yeah, feel free to go through my page, through my section. I actually have all the modifications I've done to this bike in each video. So go ahead and feel free to go check those out. Very beneficial, give you a taste of what you can do to this bike. So yeah, I'm going to cut it short, and I want to appreciate you guys for checking me out, and thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on another episode of F-Bomb. Peace.